So, Jason, sticking with buckets, and talking about buckets, Jimmy Butler last night, by the way, he went off. Unbelievable. Career
points.
high, 53 points, I believe.
50% shooting.
Against the 76ers. But, talking about someone else who likes to weigh in on her basketball is Lisa Ann, former adult star turned NBA and all-round sports correspondent. Had some thoughts on the NBA All-Star Game. Now, everyone's been weighing in on who they think should be playing in the All-Star Game. POTUS, LeBron James, everyone trying to get their bit in. Lisa Ann comes out with this tweet. First one, hashtag NBA vote Andre Drummond, or text Drummond to 69622. Jason, that is not her home number. Please do not send explicitives to Lisa Ann. At Andre Drummond, next, I'm taking a little time to do some homework reading on at Hoops Hype. While I look at the NBA All-Star voting, I'll drop some picks over there this week. So Andre Drummond, Jason, is this a surprise tweet from her? I think it's pretty simple and go-to.
A couple things. One, Lisa Ann actually knows what she's talking about.
Yes, she does.
Now, some people are going to only say, like, oh, she was an adult film star. How could she know anything about sports? But, like, look, there's been so much video footage of her now. She talks about the NFL playoffs. She talks about her collection of video footage is extensive. In the sports realm, Francis.
I was just laughing. Sorry. Immature.
PG-13 here.
Keep it together.
But in the sports realm, she does her homework, as she mentioned in her tweet. She goes to Hoops Hype, which is a fantastic basketball blog if you want to look up a lot of great information on it. And she's done it through fantasy sports. She does it on SiriusXM. And here's where she's right. Her vote towards Andre Drummond is a spectacularly good vote. He's leading the league in rebounds by almost 5. He's a rebounding machine, offensively and defensively. Ever since Greg Monroe left the Pistons, it gave him full reign to just grab every rebound. And because of Drummond alone, the Pistons are in the top 3 in total rebounds per game. Granted, he's making up about 45% of the team's boards day in and day out. He has the most 20-20 games this year. It's like Wilt Chamberlain-esque, 20 rebounds a game. Dwight Howard used to do it too. But it's a great vote, and I understand why. Because when you look at the All-Star voting, it's a little bit, I shouldn't say a little bit. It's a popularity contest, and that's exactly what it is. And there's actually nothing wrong with that. Kobe is outright leading everything with millions and millions, not millions and millions, about 1.5 million votes. But you also have guys like Carmelo Anthony who are sneaking their way up there, who's not really playing. He's playing better, but I don't know if he's playing better than other small forwards, or at least forwards in the league. So, Lisa Ann, kudos to you for doing your homework. A vote for Drummond is a great vote. And I believe that more people should start thinking like she does when it comes to these votes.
And we were talking about this off camera, is that when it comes down to the NBA All-Star Game, I understand that you want to get the big names in there. You have to sell tickets for this. That Kobe Bryant, with his retirement tour this season, I mean, Kobe Bryant shooting to the point that you'd expect him to play in an All-Star Game if it was based on form? No. Now, there's a lot of the players in there. But at the same time, it's put on as a spectacle. It's something that people want to go and see. They want to see LeBron James face up against Kobe Bryant. We've seen many memorable moments from previous All-Star games featuring those two. But to put forward someone like Andre Drummond is a very accurate shout in terms of form. He is an all-star player. When you think of all-star, you think of form. You think of why these players should be put on this spectacle in front of people, because you want to have the best players playing in front of each other. But Jason, do you think there's any sort of alternate motive for Lisa Ann? Because we know in the past, I don't believe this personally, but it has to be brought up. She's talked about relations with former athletes.
You don't believe it personally because it's so untrue.
Yes,
yes, she is known as like a NBA guru in terms of, you know, dating some of these guys. They slip into her direct messages, and she sometimes put those direct messages on blast, which is hilarious of her to do. So don't be. So if you're J.R. Smithing and trying to drop the line, quote, trying to get the pipe, you know, maybe you should take a tip from the love guru Lisa Ann. But look, it's not because Lisa Ann's sleeping with Andre Drummond, although some people are going to jump to that conclusion anyway. It's because Lisa Ann does her homework. Yeah. Man, I'll give her credit. I want her on the show. I want her right here.
I would love to talk with her on the show. Yeah. I'd love to figure out how she's making this transition and talk to her about all the history of the video footage that you were referencing previous.
Yeah, of course. Joking.
But, Francis, keep up the good work.